What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to make sure that you guys finish up your Halloween event in Pokemon Go to make sure you maximize on all the bonuses and are getting ready for the future events that are coming soon. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, what is your big wins for your Halloween event? I want to know what kind of shinies you got. Have you maxed out on my candy tips and gone to nests and try to catch some Gen 5 Pokemon? Or what is your wins for Darkrai? Let me know in the comments below. Today we are going to go over my last minute tips to make sure you guys know exactly what to do to finish off this Halloween event, to max out on double candy, to clean out your bag when we have double transfers and everything like that. And of course, take advantage of the last minute Darkrai raid hour in Pokemon Go before we transition into the Colossal event and then to the Chimchar community days that do have effects on what you do for this event right now. So I'm going to help you guys make sure you know everything that's going on to max out. So obviously you can tell that this type of candy event, especially double candy, double transfer candy, everything like that is very valuable to me. That's how I've stocked up on so much candy on a lot of my Pokemon, because once you have a reservoir of candy, you are pretty much set going forward in the game because you're only going to encounter more. So this is the best time to stock up. That's why this is literally the third video that we've made reminding you guys to max out on during the times in this event, and it's a pretty long event, so there's easy ways for us to let things slip through the cracks. So starting off, number one, we're gonna go with transferring because we're getting double transfer candy. So here's my challenge for you guys. Take your bag wherever it's at right now. Let's say it's at 2,200, you have 2,500 max available. You want that 2,500, times it by 0.75. I challenge you to have 75% full or even less, and you have 25% free space for whatever you're doing. Which would mean if you have 2,500 space, you have 1,875 free spots. That means you have to transfer 625 Pokemon right now before this event ends to be open. So here's my top 3 questions that I will give you that make sure to transfer because of, right? If you want to see my full video, you can check it out up here, but here they go. Will you ever power it up? That's always my number one question. Like, is it going to be something that you powered up? I come across this quite often for legendaries, and I'll have like 3 or 4 or 5 like 93, 91%, and then I have like a couple 98s or 100% or whatever it is like that. And I'm saving out to these Pokemon like, I'm never gonna want 12 of this specific Pokemon, so I will then transfer it, right? So that's a great question to ask yourself. My next question is gonna be, do you need it? Will it come to be of value at some point or another, right? Which leads into the third question, is it valuable? And that may be something like a rare shiny, probably pretty valuable. Like a Zubat, you have 2 or 3 of those, probably not the shiny to transfer. However, if you have like 15 or 20 shiny Mudkips or shiny Tricos or anything like that, maybe something that you would look to transfer, because although some people may start playing the game, don't think I've ever really been asked, hey man, can you trade me a shiny Mudkip? Don't think it happened. Don't know if it's gonna happen. Maybe it could be 10 to 15 years from now, but as of right now, no. And what I would suggest doing is not impeding your gameplay capabilities to make sure that you have something for the future that's like maybe valuable. Definitely valuable, keep. Maybe not, transfer. And I would say to do this for your legendary Pokemon as well. I know a lot of you guys are pretty emotionally attached to them. Number one, because you probably paid some money to get them, and number two, because they're very powerful. However, having 100 Psystrike Mewtwo's maybe not the most effective thing for your bag right now. So I would start to become emotionally detached to some of these legendaries that you have that don't have legacy movesets, which is basically every single legendary except the Gen 1 legendaries. And then go ahead and start transferring them out, get them down, you know, maybe save a few, maybe 6 to 9 like I talked about before, 3 to 4 good ones that you may power up unless you're looking to get a full team, and then a couple to trade if that is necessary, or if that's something that you're looking to do, or if you do the 1 special trade per day with a legendary to try to get a lucky. Which leads us into tip number 2, which is to max out on any nests for Gen 5 Pokemon that you can possibly find last minute. If you haven't done it, you haven't acted on it, you're like, I'll do that at some point, now is the time to do so. Go and find. Use the Sylph Road, check my pinned comments below. You can go out, check out a nest, and start stacking up with Pineapple Berries for the Gen 5 starters because they do nest. You can also check out like a Blitzel or anything like that. Make sure to get out there, find good nests, and start stacking up, and then you can always either transfer them or trade them, which is gonna lead me into tip number 3, which is gonna be if you've had any Pokemon that you've been waiting to mass trade. And I know at some point we may have an increased lucky chance. So maybe like the ultimate rare stuff, you want to save like the Litwicks or the Golets or anything like that, maybe save those guys for future lucky trades or even for increased lucky chances during an event or something like that. But for like Tepigs and Snivies and stuff like that, and maybe even like Stunkies like myself, I was trying to get a pretty high IV, pretty high CP lucky Pokemon of that one just because I like it. I was kind of thinking about maxing it out. So if I could get like a level 34 or 35, I was thinking about doing it because it's unique, it's cool, I enjoy it, right? But do your mass trades and then transfer all those trades afterwards as well. And then don't forget to do any last minute ghost hunting, because after this, ghosts become pretty rare. We get pretty comfortable right now with how common the ghost type Pokemon are. We're like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. I never want to see a Duskull or a Shuppet again. But seriously, after this event, they pretty much go non-existent except for sometimes at night and on rare occasions. So now's the time to stack up on any last minute shinies, get out there and hunt, pine up those guys. If you need any candy and you want to get a surplus of any of their candy, this is the time to do so. So we're now going to get into tip number 4, which is going to have 2 different competing strategies right now. So it's going to come down to the eggs. So during this event, we're going to get double candy. So if there's things like 10Ks and you value the candy more than the Stardust or hatching eggs quickly, you may want to consider hatching your eggs now. Like if you have any 10K eggs in your bag and you're like, I really want candy from the rare Pokemon in the 10Ks, now would be the time to put on those eggs and get hatching before November 1st. You have to do it before November 1st because then it's going to immediately switch over into the Colossal event, which then does half incubator effectiveness. And once those eggs hatch, even if it's after the time frame and you start incubating them now, it will hatch and it won't give you double candy and it'll almost be like a waste. So they have to be hatched by November 1st. But then wait, if you actually want to start saving up 10Ks for the Chimchar Day, because the Chimchar Day has more lucrative abilities than the Colossal event, because we have 1/4 egg distance on the Chimchar event. So if you're really going for the Stardust, I would start saving up maybe 1, 2, 3 10K eggs, because during the Colossal event, I do believe it's pretty much going to be all 2-kilometer eggs with those special event Pokemon like I talked about in my Colossal event tips video. And then after that, we're going to go for a week or 2, which if you do grind pretty hard, you could probably stack up a decent amount of 10Ks after that event. And then we're going to go into the Chimchar Day, and I really suggest trying your best to have 9, 10-kilometer eggs for the Chimchar event, because then you can incubate them all with super incubators and you can get them out. So decide which strategy do you want. Do you want the candy from the eggs? Do you want to use them for Stardust and do it appropriately? And how many of the Colossal event eggs are you going to be incubating at a time? If it's going to be 9, you're going to want to hatch all your eggs right now and have them basically stocked ready. Maybe plan to hatch them by a little bit before November 1st at the time that it cycles for you, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, so that when that event pops, you can go ahead and start spinning immediately and get the things popping like that. And then on to my tip number 5, we are going to go with max out on the dinner hour raids for the Darkrai. So Darkrai is going to go away, and I don't foresee when we're going to be getting it back. I wouldn't be surprised if it may not even come back until next Halloween with a shiny variant then. So as of right now, best dark attacker of the game. If you want the best of the best, make sure to go up here, but you want to max out. So just a reminder, 2136, 100% IV. Make sure to get to a downtown area where there are a ton of gyms and get a crew and go around and do as many as you possibly can. But I would also suggest catching them. If you have silver pineapple berries, you can use them, but just remember that Darkrai is pretty difficult to catch. I also did my excellent throw tutorial. If you guys have any last minutes, you're like, I want to make sure I catch these. Raid with best friends is a big one. Raid with same teams, do a lot of damage, and make sure to max out, because those are all going to increase the amount of balls you have, and the more balls you have, pretty much the more chances you have to catch it. So it's better to have more than it is to have less, especially when you get the good IVs closer to that 2136. And then it's going to be boosted in the foggy weather at 2671, which I do not anticipate having any foggy weather, but if you do and you're getting level 25, make sure to have that, have your team set up and have everything ready to go, because Darkrai hits hard with the Dark Pulse and the Shadow Ball. Very difficult moveset to play against because it's very powerful, even if you're not weak to it. So that's gonna do it, guys. Transfer everything, hatch everything, catch everything, make sure to max out on double candy, make sure to max out any of the shinies that you really want, and we're gonna see you guys out playing Darkrai very soon and making sure to max out on the Colossal event. And then we're gonna go into the Chimchar event, and I would believe that in between the two of them, we're gonna have that Looming in the Shadows event that has been extremely teased on the Pokemon Go Twitter. So that's gonna do it, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, and my Patreon members for taking their subscriptions to that next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on that next video. Peace! I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.